I'm just hoping that I have just enough battery to get through this live stream. It shouldn't be long because I'm literally just doing makeup. God, can we get the shit out of my room? Every time I start streaming, I swear to God, I'm just like so annoyed that my office is full of all this like trash that I'm sure my family's never gonna use anyways. So annoying. God. To be fair, it's because I was supposed to move, so it's not their fault, but it's still like just like, I can't breathe in here. No, but for real, I just, yeah, hope my battery lasts. Oh yeah, I forgot to get a new beauty blender, so I'm just gonna have to use my finger for my under eye. Hi Chad, how are you? Because after I washed it, it just soaks up way too much product, and I just can't get my under eyes the way they're supposed to be. And why is my computer lagging when I have to get through the stream before my battery dies? Is it hot where y'all are at as well? Or I guess it's hot for you, Chad, because it's literally South Africa. So it's probably hotter than here, and I'm just complaining. Which, you know, par for the course. I missed the last 2 streams because it was exams for me. Oh, that's fair. How did your exams go, though? Did they go good or well? Yeah. Yesterday I had another wood stream. It was actually really fun, but I'm gonna do more, so no worries. I realized that I do miss hiking, and I'm also horribly out of shape. Or not horribly out of shape, but I'm not in as good of a shape as I thought I was. That's for sure. Okay, did I fix this? Cancel. It's just lagra. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay. I'm gonna finish Tuesday my exam. Oh, that's wow. Your school year is lasting. Tuesday, that's late, but exciting though. What exam do you have on Tuesday? Okay, let's see. Just first of all, I'll have to brush my brows. I'm gonna go to Bonnie's house afterwards and watch season 2 of Tires. Season 1 of Tires was insane, and I'm so glad I saw it like right before season 2 so that I didn't have to wait for season 2 because Jesus Christ, I was like, Shane Gillis is just a psycho. I love him. He's probably one of my fave comedians right now, if I'm being entirely honest. Like, I'm so fucking pumped for Tires season 2 today. Yeah, it's the best way to start your weekend, honestly. Which is probably the only weekend activity I'm gonna do. Like, it hasn't been that long since I was out last and stuff like that. Y'all know I went out onto town. Oh, I'm so old. I went out and, you know. No, for realsies. Last time I was out drinking is just like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I usually only... What is happening with my brows? What the hell? Oh, that was not a good thing that happened just now. That was borderline traumatic for all of us. Is it better now? What the hell? It's been a while since I've done my makeup on stream, clearly. Jesus. I have math and it's worth 150 points if I could count the extra test. I don't know what 150 points means. Is that a lot? We don't do like points like that in our way. It's more of just an overall thing based on all of our grades. Impressive, Boo Boo, that I ruined my face the first makeup I put on. Thank you. Seriously, how do I look? I feel like it's weird because I look a lot more insane in the camera than in the mirror, so I don't really know what to trust right now. I don't trust myself, that's for sure. But thanks, Boo Boo. How are you? Can y'all tell me if I look insane? Do I look like Two-Face? But yeah, that's exciting, Chad. I feel like you're good at math, aren't you? I feel like you mentioned that. Thank you, Boo Boo. I still need to know if I look crazy, though. You know what? I'll figure it out later. If I look crazy, I'll figure it out after stream, and it's going to be like, you know when you have lettuce in your teeth and no one tells you? That's what I'm going to feel like. Which is fine. But yeah. Except for the brows, I feel like I definitely have my new makeup routine down. I'm just switching up the order a little bit right now since I have to do my concealer with my fingers. Yeah, super crazy that the last time I went out was like 3 weeks ago and that I... What? Gift? Har jag ätit deras gift? Kanske, för jag hade 2. Just a second. Ja, jag trodde det var min egen gift. Jag märker inte att jag tog den för jag har en gift egen. Ja, jag skjønner. Drama. Even in the woods. I don't think being pretty in the woods is like a different thing. The math exam means it's worth 36% of your grade. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, what happened, boo-boo, is that I had accidentally taken some of my mom's cleaning products. I thought it was my own, but it wasn't because I guess I was distracted and then she needed it now for some reason. So yeah, that's just what happened. Okay, I don't need this brush. I'm not doing that part. I feel like I have to do the concealer. No, we'll do the blush first. So yeah. I feel like definitely a certain percentage of stream is just me yelling in Norwegian to my family. But yeah, Chad, 36% is a lot for sure. You know what? I have to, but you're good at math, so, beauty is pain, right? Or pain is beauty, or both. I don't know. Now I look crazy. Just exactly where I want to be. Yesterday I visited my brother at his job, Outland, which is like a comic book kind of store with like other things. It's like a nerd store. It has all kind of nerd things, but I go there for comic books. And I just went to visit my brother, but he tricked me into buying 2 new comics because the DC Pride comics have come out. I love DC, I love Pride, I love gay superheroes. That's my weakness. So now I have several like new comics, so like just lesbian superheroes. Why is this not working today? God, I am so cursed. This is so embarrassing. You rewatched BoJack Horseman and used to love it? Awesome! I've literally been thinking of BoJack lately. Oh yeah, because they did that one BoJack voiceover that I love. That's so cool, Chad. I love that. I love BoJack. I never saw you react like that before. Really? It's just my regular reaction. I'm a big reactor. Hey Helena, how are you? Or Helena, or... Yeah, I was literally just, I didn't really react. I don't know, it wasn't violent or anything. It's just yelling in Norwegian because I needed her to hear me because she was like downstairs still. Are you scared? Nose is red. Yeah, my nose is too red even for me. And I can deal with a pretty red nose, but that was ridiculous. Now I have to reapply sunscreen on my nose though, which is annoying. Just this beauty blender is super off balance and weird after I washed it, so that's what I'm struggling with. Like sometimes it takes up too much moisture, sometimes it doesn't take up enough. So yeah, but I guess since it left so much on my cheeks, then maybe I'll actually try it on the concealer just a little, because if it works then I don't have to use my fingers, and that'd be really nice. You bought a Golden Age of Batman vs. Joker comic? That is awesome. I love that. Yeah, comics are the best, for real. And I want to show you all the comics too, but I just have to see where we are in time. And then also, obviously, since I'm doing makeup, I'm going to have to clean my hands first. But they look really cool. I didn't even know what they're about. I was just like, oh my god, DC Pride, yes. My brother didn't even really ask. He was just like, oh, you're buying these, right? And I was like, yeah, I am. No, I didn't get sunburned yesterday. I just meant that, like, behind my makeup, I have on sunscreen, so whenever I remove makeup, I also have to reapply sunscreen, because now my sunscreen is sort of like removed from my nose, and it's really important for me to have on sunscreen. I usually don't get burned. First of all, I wear 50 SPF every single day of my life, no matter what the weather is like. And, you know, secondly, I'm pretty tan and stuff like that. But I did get burned once 10 years ago, and I am still traumatized. It was like in high school, in the middle of high school, I got sunburned at a party, and I was like, no, I'm never being in the sun again, you know? It was really traumatic for me, so I'm really careful. And that was my nose, actually. My nose is the most sensitive part of my face and, like, my body in general, so obviously it was my nose that got sunburned, and I felt like a crocodile, and I don't want to feel like a crocodile again, so that's just where I'm at. Plus, like, it's not even really about getting sunburned. It's just about, like, continued exposure. And I think people forget that, like, even though we feel like we can't see the sun is always there, lurking, waiting to ruin your life. Even though it also gives us life and sustains us. So, complicated relationship with the sun, really. I feel like even though I am wearing lots of sunscreen, I am getting a little tan though, so I'm really happy about that. I've been feeling like I haven't gotten tan, but then when I've been editing and cutting shorts from my live streams, I realized, like, oh, I am getting a little tan. And that's exciting. Todd Chavez is an underrated character just because he's comedic relief, but I like him. I agree. I feel like people really do love him though. Like, he's been talked about more and more the last few years. I've seen, like, videos about him. Because, yeah, he starts out as, like, just comedic relief, and then he kind of gets, like, more and more respect. But I still feel like it's dumb of him to be so butthurt with BoJack when he does smooch off of him. I don't know. I have a complicated relationship with Todd because on the one hand, he deserves to be treated better by BoJack because he's a really good friend and confidant to BoJack, and kind of like the only family that BoJack has, except for Caroline. But I also feel like Todd should be a little bit more ashamed that in, like, the first season that he isn't trying harder. But then I feel like it's very sad when Todd is actually trying, that BoJack is, like, trying so hard to keep him down, and it's so typical in, like, bad dynamics and stuff like that. So I feel like they did a really good way, like, a good portrayal of a toxic dynamic, even though it's not a relationship, you know. So yeah, definitely for sure. I will say though, I feel like a lot of people have Todd as their favorite character. He's not necessarily my favorite character, but there are so many good characters that it takes a lot for someone to be my favorite character in BoJack. I actually love BoJack himself. I feel like BoJack is also an underrated character, and the people focus on the bad, but the bad is kind of what makes him good or makes him a good character. What is happening with this mirror? Yeah. Although, you know, I think it's really cool that he took BoJack all the way to the brink, where it's like he was indefensible, but still somehow they brought him back and people loved him again. But it's frustrating that people use BoJack as an excuse to be their worst selves, because, like, even BoJack hates himself. We're supposed to not root for him. I will say, honestly, I think Mr. Peanut Butter is worse than BoJack, because at least BoJack knows he's a bad person. He hates himself for being a bad person. Mr. Peanut Butter got very violent and reactive and, like, abusive, but he still sees himself as a great guy, and, like, everyone sees him as a great guy, and that pisses me off more. I always prefer the, like, clear, clean-cut villains over nice guys. I fucking hate nice guys, and Mr. Peanut Butter is, like, nice guys galore, you know? When he realized BoJack was a bad friend, but he did distance himself and have a more story, absolutely, yeah. And that's very admirable. That's when I started to like Todd. Like, before that, I was like, oh, he's not even giving himself a chance. But I thought that was very kind of brave of him. But I do feel like, again, he was too hard on BoJack as well, because BoJack has done a lot for him. it's complicated. Like, none of them are perfect in that dynamic. No one in BoJack is perfect in general. I think the person who comes closest to being like just a genuinely good person is what's her name? That girl that Mr. Peanut Butter dates for a while? Giggles or something like that? Giggles is actually a really good person. Other than that, I will say, like, the BoJack characters are nuanced and they lean more towards the bad things. Kind of like in Archer and So Sunny, and no, not even So Sunny, because this. Like in Archer and Arrested Development, which that's the type of show I prefer. You know, I'm obsessed with Archer and I love BoJack because I love bad characters, or not bad characters, bad people who are good characters. BoJack Most Selfish episode, did Sarah Lynn, that episode broke me? Absolutely, and I think a lot of people agree, and that's what I mean. It was very brave of the writers, kind of, to like take their own character that far as they did in the Sarah Lynn episode, where he was literally, again, inexcusable, so easy to hate. You kind of have to hate him no matter how you felt about BoJack before that moment. You had to sort of like really, really hold that against him. Yeah, but then they managed to bring him back, and I just think that's insane. It's really, really, really impressive. I feel like the end is a little sad. I'd almost rather BoJack be that horrible version of himself than be that, like, sad, rehabbed old guy with the short hair. But it's also brilliant. They managed to, like, end it in a way that was very concluding. I also do wish that he and, what's that girl's name again? With the actor from Community. Something Nian. I can't remember her name. Anyways, I sort of wish they were still friends, you know. My bank account number, let transfer $75K US. Oh my god, so tempting. What is her name again? Diane, yes. I wish BoJack and Diane were still friends, and I kind of wish that Diane didn't have to, like, be on antidepressants forever and gain weight from her antidepressants. I just thought that was so sad and so depressing. I don't know. I feel like it's a big fear that everyone with depression has, that you have to sort of give up your self-image and who you think you are in order to be happy. And I feel like that's almost what happened, and it was just kind of more depressing for me, honestly, than when she was depressed, which I feel a little bit bad for saying, but it's just because, like, she changed so much. She already changed her entire lifestyle and sort of her identity as a single person, and her identity as like a person who lives in California and all of that, even though she was in a great relationship and she seemed very like settled into that, and her relationship is probably the best and healthiest throughout the show, and I love that, and I love Guy. But she already gave up so much of her identity, and then she also has to like be on antidepressants forever and literally have her body change like that, and it's just I don't know. I think it just went into a fear that I personally have, I guess. Also, I almost forgot Sarah Lynn hinted that her stepdad groomed her and that she never got a chance to make her own decisions. Absolutely, yeah. Sarah Lynn's entire story arc was so sad. But I think it's interesting because... No, never mind. Don't you want money, honey? I'm rich AF. I have 2 Lamborghini, white Rolls Royce, and private jet. You don't even know how much money I have. You don't know what cars I have. You don't know where I live. And, the conversation is dumb. So, yeah. I hate when people force me into dumb conversations. I mean, first of all, if you want to scam me, DM me. Don't do it on stream. Secondly, if you want to pretend they are giving away money, then, like, don't start talking about your private jet. No one that I know with a private jet is running around and, like, streams being like, oh my god, just give me your bank account number and I'll wire you $75,000 US. What do you think realistically would happen if you wired $75K US dollars to a random girl on the internet. Like, not what I do with it, but you know, there'd be an investigation, first of all. Like, you can't just wire like 7.5K. Sure, yeah, you can wire 7.5K into some person's account, no problem. But 75K, now that's suspect. That requires an investigation, maybe some taxing, especially you're going like across borders, etc. Like that's suspicious activity. I liked Wanda the Owl who dated Bojack. She was also good. Yes, I was gonna say Wanda too was kind of a good person actually. Although, me personally, I didn't enjoy her character that much. I'm not sure why, because I love the actor and there was nothing specifically wrong with Wanda either. Just she wasn't my fave. Maybe just because the contrast made her seem like so naive. But she definitely seemed like a good person, and I do love that she realized that she deserved much better than Bojack. And I mean, everyone in that show deserved better than Bojack. His storyline with the actress too was really heartbreaking, and that actor as well is just, oh, she's incredible. Rosa Diaz. My mother got a Ferrari and yacht worth 45M, and my brother got his own island in Australia. What does that have to do with me? Even if that were true, I would not care. It's just not like, what am I supposed to do with that? Call your brother and say, oh my god, I hear you got your own island in Australia. So impressive. Kudos to you. Congratulations, buddy. Like, I don't know your brother. I don't know you. I don't even know if you have a brother. I would wager that you don't have a brother. And if you do have a brother, I feel like it's kind of rude of you to try to, like, draw him into your schemes and scams and make him sort of guilty by proxy by mentioning him whilst trying to scam girls on the internet. But you do you, I guess. I wouldn't pull my brother into that personally, but I mean, then again, I do love my brother, so I feel like it's so, these guys who come into stream and like brag about possessions that they don't have, I wonder how it makes them feel. If it makes them feel like, oh my god, she thinks I have these possessions and that makes me feel like I have them, or if it makes them more hyper aware that they kind of don't have those possessions and like digs deeper into their self-esteem into a bad way. It's something I find fascinating. I'd like to do a study on that. I've read a lot of studies on people's behaviors on the internet, but I've never seen a study that goes into this particular aspect, and I'd definitely be interested. When you look at a person with rose, oh yes, when you look at a person with rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags. That was actually a really, really, really good quote from her. See, now you reminded me I do like Wanda, actually. Yeah, it's really true. That's what they mean about, like, oh yeah, because in English, the expression is love is blind, but in Norwegian, the expression is love makes you blind. And that's sort of what they mean, that like, yeah, you can't see what's even in front of you. Like, you just don't see it the way you're supposed to. And that's exactly what that quote means too. It's really good. It sounds better too than love makes you blind, and it's more specific. It's a really good quote for sure. It's probably one of the best quotes in the show in general. I don't scam. I'm just super rich, so wanna give away. Basically, I used to have lunch at Japan, lunch in Switzerland, and dinner at US. Well, first of all, it's not dinner at US, it's dinner in the US. Second of all, you can't, what? Do you have two lunches, or like, what do you mean? You lunch in Japan, then you lunch in Switzerland, then you go to US for dinner? What do you do when you don't eat? Like, how do you have time for this? Are you transporting, like, yeah. Chad got sick of you now, in fact. Sorry. Chad doesn't like scammers, and who can blame him? Hi, Young King. How are you? Thank you so much. I still haven't looked in the real mirror, so I'm anxiously waiting to see whether or not I look crazy. And it's going to be a great reveal for me. I know my office looks crazy though because my family has put all their stuff in here and it's so annoying. I feel like I'm suffocating. Jesus. How are we doing on time and on battery? Ugh, I should have charged before I went live. Hi Deepan, how are you? BoJack creators making a new show? Really? Oh my god, exciting. Literally love it. I also love that he was so like aware with BoJack too, and he was really against people taking it the wrong way and kind of wanted them to well, grow up and stop using it as an excuse for their actions. And I also love when BoJack was like, tell me that I'm a good person, and Diane was like, oh yeah, tell me that I'm a good person deep down. Diane was like, bro, there's no deep down. You are what you do. And I really, really believe that. I feel like people use all these excuses about, oh, well, this happened to me. I'm like this. I feel like that. It doesn't matter if you're hurting people. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter if you're hurting people and you have a good reason, or you're hurting people and you have a bad reason, or you have a reason at all. If you're hurting people, you're hurting people. And I love that she called that out, and that the creator of the show called it out through Diane. Oh, now I look chubby? Trust me, I'm not chubbier than I was 4 months ago. Actually, I weigh a little bit less, but like basically the same. And I'm just, I don't know, a good looking person, but maybe you feel bad about yourself? Did you watch Toucan and Birdie? I don't know what Toucan and Birdie is, actually. Let me look that up. Toucan and... oh, Birdie. Wait, what? Oh, this must... oh, yeah, I think I've seen clips from this. I haven't watched it, but I've seen clips for sure. Nicole Byer. I love Nicole Byer. And this person looks from... oh, Tiffany Haddish as well. Oh, Stephen Yeun? Why haven't I seen this? Is this on Netflix? It seemed like it'd be on Netflix. Wait. How Toucan and Birdie compares to BoJack Horseman? Ooh. And it's much more surreal. I have to watch this. Your cheeks are awesome? Deepan, shut up and go fuck yourself. Don't say that my cheeks are awesome after saying that I look chubby. Yeah, I have chubby cheeks. And yeah, my cheeks are awesome, but you don't get to say that. You can sit here and not say anything. No one's talking to you. Anyways, let me see if we have this on a reach in Netflix. Because if we have it, it's for sure on Netflix because BoJack's on Netflix. Toucan and... yes! We have it! Oh my god. I have to watch this. Why do we only have 10 episodes? I thought it had 3 seasons. Yeah, 3 seasons. I guess we just don't have it yet, or don't have it anymore, or whatever. They probably took just like the cheapest season. It was made by BoJack Horseman, head writer and producer. Yeah, I can tell from the style and the and what it's about. Seriously, I'm gonna binge this show, chat. I can already tell, and I'm gonna like come back to you with what I think because I'm obsessed with BoJack and I need more, and I feel like this is exactly it. In just 10 episodes, yeah, I'm binging it. So that being said, thank y'all so much for being here. It was really nice talking to you. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.